Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome in. My name is Bradley, also known as the Swim Coach. Today, we're going to be revealing my team for Game Week 14. Remember, it is a 6 p.m. deadline today. It is a midweek fixture list going on Tuesday, Wednesdays, and one game on Thursday. So have a look closely there. Please make sure you get your confirmed team in. Making sure if you've done any wild cards, free hits, are you going to use your bench boost if you still got your triple captain? I know a lot of people did use it on Haaland last game week. And we're going to talk about our captain as well. What I'm thinking about doing. Do I want to take that risk? Yes or no? But let's get into my team, and then we'll talk about which players to look out for and which players to captain. So, as you can see just below me, we do have all the fixtures, and it is quite a nice, interesting fixture list. We do have Bournemouth versus Everton. We have Fulham versus Man City. Newcastle versus Spurs on Tuesday. Then we go into the Wednesday fixtures. We have Arsenal versus Brentford. Brighton versus Villa. Burnley versus Palace. Wolves versus Forest. Leeds versus Chelsea. And Liverpool versus Sunderland. Then we go into the only fixture that's on Thursday night, which is Manchester United versus West Ham. So there are our fixtures, and from that, here is my team for that game week. As you can see, I've gone rail and goal against Brentford. Hopefully, we can do well, not concede the third Premier League goal on the trot. That's a bit what we've got to try and stop. We've got Timbers, Gahey, and Chabala. Now, I do like Gahey and Chabala against Burnley and Leeds, but both those games are away. Timbers is at home. So Arsenal always perform well at home. Brentford not so well away from home. So we can see where we are there. I bought in Ndiaye for Sinio because of he's suspended. Brian Rumba against West Ham. Now, this is one of the options that I decided I could have had. Do I go with him as my player of captaincy? Do I try and see if I can change out player and bring in Bruno Fernandes? There is one silly thing that I was thinking about doing at one point after the last game week, and that is because of Erling Haaland having a bit of a mare. I was actually thinking about getting rid of Haaland for a week or two and then trying to bring him back in. Especially when which one is it? After the game week 16, that's when I think it's game week 16, we get five extra transfers, or we get 5 transfers. So if you have 4 transfers on that game week, you only get 1 additional. If you have 3, you get 2. If you use your last transfer on the last game week, you'll get 5 free transfers because of players going off to AFCON. So have a look at that. Which players are going off to AFCON? Don't put them in now, because then they're going to be going and it's a waste of transfer. So please, guys, pay attention to who you've got in your team, where they're from. Now, the biggest team that's going to be losing out on this is Sunderland. They've got 9 players in their squad. I think they're going to try and play the Newcastle game on game week 16, and then I think they do leave. So be very careful about who you pick between now and then, and try not to have too many AFCON players in your team. Otherwise, it's just a waste of transfer. And then you've got to go through all that budget of working out who do I get in, who do I not, stuff like that. So be careful of that. We've got Eze, Enzo finishing off our midfield. Eze and Enzo, one of the ones that I'm thinking about putting as my captain. Bit of a risky one, going against Haaland. But I think Eze against Brentford could do really well. Enzo against Leeds could do well. But if Leeds play like they did against City, then could be a good one for City, for Leeds, sorry. Then we've got the top three forwards at the moment: Thiago, Haaland, and Mateta. Mateta was another player that I was looking at potentially going as captain. I will make my mind up maybe just before deadline. So we'll see on that. We've got subs. There's not much change except for Sinyo and Paquetá are both suspended. So we'll discard them. I was thinking about getting rid of Lucas Paquetá any odd way from this game week because he hasn't been doing really well. So that's the thing that we've been looking at. Now, stats. Now, as you can see, there are a lot of players that are in that top stats. And we're actually going to go to the top transfers out and say why. Well, the top four, well, 3 out of the 4 says it is, okay? We've got 2 of them that's suspended and 1 that's out for long term. Star, again, I think is 20% in, yeah. And he was another player that could have been a good little form. And I was thinking about getting him in. But, yeah, he is now out injured. Pedro, I'm a bit surprised, especially with some of the fixtures that are coming up. But he has been on the big form drop at the moment. I think that's why a lot of people get, and also 42% of people still got him in his team. So that's something where it's going to be hard. Van der Ven, well, Spurs, they're conceding goals left, right, and centre. So, oh, you guys can't see. There we go. So, as you can see, those top 3, 4 players are either suspended or out injured. Van der Ven, well, as I was just saying a second ago, Spurs are just conceding everything right now. And I think that's a big, big worry for a lot of people. Pope's out injured. What was it? Is it groin injury? So looking at potentially, if you still want that Newcastle goalkeeper, you have got the ex-Arsenal goalkeeper, and I've forgotten his name. Ramsdale, there we go. So yeah. So it's very interesting. We want out, don't we? And here's another one. Mo Salah. Mo Salah is probably one of the best ones to start getting rid of, as he is from that African Cup of Nations fixture list. So he's another one you can start to get rid of. And okay, it's going to be a good budget for some people. Some people are hitting that £14.1 million budget coming in. That's going to be a very big knock for a lot of people. And that could actually help, because if you worried about Salah in the past, now it's a good chance to get rid of him just before he goes off to the Africa Cup of Nations. So have a look there. Now, I don't understand why 47,000 people are getting rid of Thiago, and also 46,000 getting rid of Welbeck. They are performing quite well right now. I don't understand. I do not understand that. That is a shock to me. You're getting only what, 13.3 million between two players. Look at their points wise. Very good. I don't understand that. I don't understand Gahey. I know he's going off a little bit at the moment, but that's a bit of a shock. And look at this. Form wise, 10 points per form at the moment. Why are people getting rid of him? Okay, maybe because of playing against Arsenal. You got Spurs. But look at the games after that. You got Leeds, you got Wolves. Okay. And he's been scored. Look at those points. Okay, 5, 2, 30, 4, 30. So it does look like he probably could be on a bit of a bad one for this game. But then against Spurs, whoa, keep him in. I don't understand that. I do not understand that. Saka, I do understand, but he did get an assist at the weekend. You could go someone like Eze and it's more cheaper. So I can understand that, but it's still form at 7. Rodgers at 6 points. Some of these I don't get. Okay. Even Rodgers against Brighton, then Arsenal. You got West Ham afterwards. Okay, then you do have Manchester United and Chelsea. But Villa are 4th in the league. They should be able to fight against Manchester United. I don't get some of these transfers out. Now, look at that. Top transfers in. Thiago's up there. So there are a lot of people out there that are making silly mistakes, I believe. And I think that's what you got to look at. Now, as I said, for me, could I potentially get Bruno Fernandes in? Yes. Actually, that's a good shout. I could literally switch right now and I could get Bruno Fernandes in. To be honest, I think that's actually a better shout. So we are going to make that switch, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to make that little switch. We are going to have Bruno Fernandes in. You know what's going to happen now? Omoa's just going to score like mad goals. But hey. There's our transfer, ladies and gentlemen. As we're going, there's our transfer. Okay. Now, as you can see, the last game week, he did pick up 11 points. So hopefully against West Ham and Wolves should do well. I could look at potentially getting some other Manchester United players in for the next game weeks. But we'll have a look. And I do think that some people are making some silly transfers out there. Now, Timber's a good one up there. Anderson, do like it. Gapco, okay, getting a bit of form. But I did not like those people getting rid of Thiago when he's on. Okay, yes, he's got Arsenal. Okay, but if you've got him in your team, keep him in for the next game week. Okay, so just be careful there, ladies and gentlemen. So that was my team for game week 4. Oh, we didn't talk about captains. Okay, now captains right now. Okay, wrong one. If I was going to pick 3 captains, okay, if I had a choice of 3 captains right now, I would definitely go with someone like Haaland. You've got to go for Haaland. But he is going to be the most capped player out there. Bruno Fernandes. Actually, I'm going to give you 4. Bruno Fernandes, good one to captain against West Ham. Mateta against Burnley. Okay. And my fourth one, is a bit of a risky one, but I'm going to say this now. I will go with someone like Declan Rice. Declan Rice could do really well. Okay, yeah, he didn't do well in the last game week. Let's have a look at his points. So, Rice on the last game week only got 4 points against Chelsea. But I can see him getting more against Brentford and even Villa and Wolves coming up. So please be careful and have a look at those captains. Midfielders are very good options right now because you're going to get more points, hopefully, especially if they score or set up an assist. So please, ladies and gentlemen, have a look there. So they are your 4 captains for game week 14. And ladies and gentlemen, remember it is a 6 o'clock deadline. Have a lovely game week, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Goodbye from now.